Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Shelley. Welcome back if you're one of my subscribers. If you're new to my channel, I mainly do DIY hauls and lifestyle videos. I'm starting to do a bit more lifestyle videos because mainly because we're approaching into the final quarter of the year. I do quite a few side hustle businesses, and I wanted to share them with you and show you how you can make money on the side. If you're working full time, this might be something you want to do on the side, or if you're maybe looking to give up your full-time job to do something else. I'm hopefully going to try and give you some tips over the next coming months on things that I do and things I'm involved in that you might find useful for yourself. I did a video, it was my video on how to avoid overspending over Christmas, and I did mention a tip about selling on eBay, and I did get quite a few people contact me asking for some tips. So today's video is going to be on how to it's basically going to be on some tips on how to sell on eBay. Some of my tips are mainly going to be for beginners. I am quite advanced on eBay. I can do further videos in the future on more advanced tips on selling on Amazon. But I think for today, I'm just going to give some tips on how you can start selling on eBay and build up your profile on eBay and your selling allowance, and just some basic tips on how to improve your listings and increase your sales. Tip number one. If you're beginning to sell on eBay, I'm assuming most people have an eBay account. If you don't, if you go to Google's, type in eBay, and then there's an opportunity for you to register an account. When you do register an account, you will start off with quite a low seller limit, and which you can build up quite easily. What most people suggest, and I've done this myself, is start off by selling things around your home, sell them quite low so they sell, obviously take into account your postal costs so you don't lose out on postage. But what you can do is just start selling a few things around your home just to get a few sales. Make sure you send feedback to the person that's bought your item, and then hopefully they'll reciprocate and send you feedback, which will in time increase your seller ranking, and eBay will look at your account and increase your listing. Tip number two, if you've decided, right, yes, I've got an eBay account and I've sold things in the past and I like how it's going and I want to maybe start a side business, decide how much money that you want to budget. So maybe if it's £100, set aside £100 and that's what you're going to spend. So what I did in the past was I said, right, I'm going to set myself a budget and I'm going to go out to the shops, and you can go to shops, you can look online, you can go to car boot sales if you're in the UK, and just look at items, and what you gauge over time is you start to know what things cost. So if you go to a car boot sale, you might see, for example, a wicker basket or something, and you might think, well, actually, I've been looking online and I've seen that sells for £20 and they're selling it for £2, so you'll buy it. Maintain your £100 budget. So decide, right, I'm going to spend X amount here or X amount there, and I'm going to buy a load of items and I'm going to list them on eBay. Once I've listed them on eBay, obviously I sit back and wait for them to sell. And when I do eventually sell those items, that money goes into a pool. So that's my money from sales, and then what I'll do is I'll reinvest that money and buy more things. So I won't use other money to go and buy more things. I'll use the money that I've made. So all the time I'm reinvesting my initial £100 or whatever it is that you've decided to invest. So when you're building a business on eBay, stick with the budget that you want to invest in, so you can see, well, over time, yeah, I only invested £100 and I kept reinvesting the money that I made from that £100, and that's built me into a big business. So it depends on however much you want to put aside, but it's a case of if you're maybe on a low income and you don't have much money to spare, I want to sort of show you how you can start building a small business on eBay using that small budget that you have, and growing it into something that can make you quite a decent amount of money. Tip number three. When you're listing your item on eBay, make sure that you look at what the product is and think of really good keywords which would help people find your product. So for example, if you're selling I've got my microphone here. If you're selling a microphone, think of the words when you're listing it that people would look for to search for this microphone. So for example, obviously you'd put blue ball microphone, descriptive words, so for example, audio, any words that you can think of that will help people search for that item, and then you put that in your listing, and then it's just when people are searching, there might be 100 people with this microphone listed on eBay, but if they haven't got good keywords and someone searches for the microphone using one of the keywords that you've listed, then it's more likely to come up in their search. So think about whatever you're selling, think about keywords that are associated with the item and put them in your title. The better your title, the better it will come up in the searches, and hopefully then they will pick your product over someone else's. And also, it also means that you could have your microphone selling for more than someone else's because you've got your keywords more specific to the item. They'll find your item and buy it first. Or obviously buy it. Tip number 4, when you're selling your item on eBay, you want to make sure that you've got decent photos. So there's a couple of things you can do to really build up your photos. In the early days, most people can just take a picture using their iPhone. If you're selling something brand new, you can look on Amazon, click whatever the item is on Amazon, so search for the item, so microphone again, and then you can copy the pictures on someone else's listing, as long as it hasn't got their watermark on it. So you can copy the pictures that way. If you're copying a picture from Amazon or Google or wherever you find the picture, when you can hover over it, right click, and then what I do is I save the picture and I use 3 keywords that are associated with the product. So if I was saving a picture of this microphone, I would probably use blue ball, microphone, audio, and I just used maybe 3 keywords, but keywords that are associated with your item that will help, it all helps in people finding your product. So I have at least 5 pictures, different angles, positions, what comes in the box, and then try, if you can, have a lifestyle picture, so maybe have a picture of someone using the microphone. And all of those sort of help people to get an idea of what the product is and see it from different angles and in use. So that's what I do for my pictures. If you're selling a bundle of items, so maybe 2 or 3 different items, and there is no picture on Google or Amazon because it's something that you've put together yourself, just take decent pictures using your camera, and you can go to various websites like Fiverr.com, and there's people on there that can edit your pictures, white out the background so it looks really fresh and appealing to a buyer, and they only charge obviously $5, and they can you can send them your pictures and they can edit them, and they do a very quick turnaround. I've used them quite a lot, actually. I do use them a lot, and then you can have really good pictures. Now this is more so if you've got something that's a really good seller, if you're buying like cheap items in bulk and you think, right, I'm going to buy, I know this bundle will sell really well, and you feel, yeah, I want to use some of my £100 budget to go and get my photos edited, then I think that's a really good idea, and that's something I've done as well. Another tip that I use, and I swear by this, I think it works really well and it helps to increase your listings. If on your seller account, when you're listing an item, it's got options on shipping and handling, so how many days it will take for you to ship and handle the item, and then it also has delivery days, how long it's going to take you to deliver the item. I always deliver my items within 24 hours if possible. Any items that I am selling that I have in my home, if I get a sale, I sell it the next day, so within 24 hours. If you're drop shipping, then obviously the time scales are a bit longer. I will do a video on drop shipping because that's also something that I do and has worked really well for me. So, but whereas if you're selling items that you personally stock in your home, sell within 24 hours, it puts you above a lot of other people that are not selling within 24 hours. I'm shipping all my items, I use Hermes. If you type in Hermes. I'll put a link below. You can set up an account, it's free. When you send your items, it's really reasonable. I think it's cheaper than Royal Mail. And you can get tracking as well. So, and it offers a really good service. I haven't had many complaints with Hermes. And there is that option, or you can use eBay's own labelling service. So either one work well. I use Hermes because I do quite a lot of shipping and stuff. So and I like how they work. So they can, and you have the option of them coming to your home to pick up the item, which I really like. Or you can just take it at the end of the day or whenever to your local Hermes drop-off point. Another tip that I have for you is emails. Whenever you get an email from an eBay buyer, I always try and reply every day. I look at my emails every day and make sure I reply on the same day if possible. If obviously it's late in the night, then I'll reply the next day. But I like to get back to them as quickly as possible. This helps to avoid any disputes. If someone's got a query about something, it might lead to a sale. If someone's upset or annoyed about something that you sent them, get it resolved without them having to do a return or set a dispute against you, which all adds against your ranking, so your seller rating. So reply to your emails as quickly as you can. Just keep the customer happy. If you have to do a return, but at least avoid them giving you negative feedback. And then the last tip that I have for you is if you're selling second-hand items, make sure they're clean, make sure they're packaged. If they're not in their original box, maybe buy some clear transparent bags and package them up nicely so they're really nicely presented, so the buyer feels that they're getting, you know, a bargain. They've got something that they want, and that you're offering them a product that's secondhand. You've only paid X amount for it. You're selling it for 3, 4, 5 times as much, and you know both people are happy. I can't think of anything worse than receiving something which obviously you know is secondhand and used, because obviously it's in the title and it looks secondhand and used. So just make sure that, you know, if you're selling something secondhand, that you're sending it to them in a really nice, presentable manner. So that's all my tips for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit impromptu. I wanted to do it in my workspace. I've got a load of stuff on this side here to send into Amazon, which I'll be doing later today. But this is just generally one of my work days and the things that I do, and I wanted to share that with you. So I do hope you found these tips interesting. I'm still going to be doing more DIY videos, but I'm going to be doing more of these kind of videos in between. So let me know if the tips have been helpful for you and if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.